5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So Murphy says, the sheriff's wife was giving you the Glug Glug 3000? Buck says, technically it was a bumpkin. Damn near knocked the porter shitter over too. And was he pissed. But hey, if it wasn't for that, I probably wouldn't be here right now.
Good old Buck stuff.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Scafacci-verse. I am Anthony Scafacci.
I'm Alan Gigax.
Hey, we got Trever Helgren here.
And Trevor back in studio again. He's here physically, which, makes recording that much better because we can see facial expressions and things like that.
Sure.
And dude, we got an episode that is extremely Trevor-centric coming for you.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, because me and Trevor, a long time ago, we went on a trip to Cancun.
Well, wait, maybe we should get to that after.
Yeah, we're going
okay,
to.
all right.
But that's what this episode's about. They can fucking read the title.
Yeah,
so,
that's true.
But before we get to that, we've got a stadium pulse.
There you go.
Yeah, and so, and do we have a sponsor for this stadium?
We do. It is Jugs Milkshakes. Are you ready for a sweet treat that's more than just a dessert? Look no further than Jugs Milkshakes, where every visit is a feast for the eyes and your taste buds.
Nice.
It sounds delicious.
It is delicious. Everybody loves Jugs.
Yeah, that's
All right.
true.
So today on our Stadium Pulse, dude, we're going to talk about something that I'm sure Trevor's seen this. You probably haven't. But it's fucking sludge content. What sludge content is, it's on TikTok and YouTube Shorts. And it's like the split screen content where like on one side it's some like visual video of like somebody doing something or some video game that just kind of scrolls. And then on the other side it's usually some like idiot talking. And dude, my son watches these on YouTube, and they're fucking annoying. First off, because they're just nonsense. They're like, but the worst part is this type of content. It's so shitty. It's so low effort, and it's just such garbage. Because the person that's making it, the only reason that sludge content exists is because the visual aspect makes you watch it a little longer, so it gets like a little bit higher retention rate. And that's all just purely for monetization. And it's just fucking mindless shit.
Do you smack your kid for watching it?
No, but dude, I make him stop. Dude, I'll turn that shit off and be like, dude, watch something like education. Watch something other than this. And he gets really mad at it because he likes it because he's 7. And that's who this fucking shit's marketed to. It's like 7 and 8-year-olds. And dude, fuck those people who make that. Fuck them all. They should ban that shit.
All right. Hey, good job.
All right. So anyway, now back to the topic at hand.
Yes.
So way back in the day, Trevor had already been to Cancun, right? Because you went for like a senior trip.
Yeah, my parents sent me down to Cancun for a senior trip. We were down there for like a week, and I had an absolute blast. It was fun down there.
Dude, did you have any parent supervision there? I mean, what was the rules that time?
It was a handful of people from our senior class at Green Valley High School, probably like 20 of us. And then I roomed up with one of my friends from our senior year, Tim. And we were just roommates and had a blast down in Mexico as 18-year-olds where we could drink legally.
Oh, my God. It must have been insane.
Yeah, because we could just go get beer. It wasn't out there fishing and having to give guys hand jobs to pick us up the beer.
Yeah.
We could just order it. And
no standing outside the Circle K trying to get somebody 21 to buy you beer.
None of that.
So anyway, when me and Trevor went, we had gone through a travel agency to book this trip because at the time we didn't really know anything, or I didn't know anything.
And travel agents used to exist.
About booking one of these trips. So we had this travel agent, and we kind of told her what we wanted to do. And she booked us this hotel, which was like right on it's on they called it like Punta Cancun, which was like right on the point where there was like a lighthouse.
Oh, when you were there, it was more like Puto Cancun.
Dude. And so I forgot how much we paid, but it wasn't that much.
No.
I mean, it was going to be like a European style trip. We didn't,
topless?
Meaning that it wasn't all inclusive.
Oh,
so
yeah.
you're just paying for the flight, the hotel, and our transfers back and forth to the airport, and that was it, right? And so everything else while we're there, we were going to have to pay for.
Right.
And so that wasn't a big deal. And I think I brought with me around like $800 for spending money, something like that. And we made this trip, me and Trevor. And I remember we booked the flight, and the flight was going to be the 1 year anniversary for September 11th.
Nice.
Yeah, and we talked about it, like, oh my God, like something could happen. You know, we're pretty young.
That's
forget,
festive.
Yeah, I forget exactly how old I was at the time.
It was 2002, so
I was probably 27.
that's 26.
Yeah, let's go with that.
So, but I'd never done anything like this. I'd never gone on any type of like long vacation. This was my first time going on anything this like extravagant.
Yeah, anytime before this, we didn't have any money to do anything.
Yeah,
Right.
extravagant.
maybe like you drive to California. That was
Yeah.
kind of like, you know,
Hit up amusement park.
exactly, or something
Yeah.
like that. And so we decided to go, and we book, and it's a red-eye flight. And I remember, I forgot who took us to the airport. I think it was Charles.
We met up with Charles and we're drinking.
Yeah, that's what it
Tropping Pecos at the Loose Caboose. And
Yeah,
I think Alan swung by in the work van from somewhere.
that sounds about right.
That's
Yeah,
And dropped us off at the airport.
yeah.
Is it called the loose caboose because of the you get backdoor action while you're in there?
Probably.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So we wind up going to the airport. We had already been drinking. I remember Charles being there, so I thought he drove us to the airport. But we get to the airport and we just keep drinking. And
Yep.
so
That's a good plan.
when we get onto the plane, I remember already being drunk.
And you got to remember, this is our first trip like this, so we're super excited,
Oh.
ready to go. Man.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, full of piss and vinegar.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, Cancun can't handle us. Right? We're coming from Vegas. We're gonna go fuck that.
Oh,
whole-
yeah, being from Vegas, you're
Yeah.
going to show them how
Dude,
party
yeah,
is
we're gonna
really
show
done.
'em how it's
Yeah,
done.
sure.
Yep.
We're gonna go dude, fuck them. They're screwed, right? So I remember drinking more on the plane, which is something I had never done. Getting more alcohol on the plane, and thinking, well, this will help me sleep.
Ah.
And dude,
Well, do you guys have like a late flight?
it was a red eye,
Okay.
and it was a red eye to Miami, and then we would land in Miami, and then it was like maybe an hour and a half or 2 hours before we flew like another 2 hours or something like that, however long it takes to get to Cancun.
Yeah.
And I remember landing in Miami, tired already, still drunk
Yeah.
from drinking the night before, and how did you sleep on the plane at all?
No, I can't sleep on a plane
Yeah.
at all. They're not comfortable. You're sitting up.
And we didn't fly on like some
Plus, it's
super awesome
uncomfortable.
airline.
It's
It was-
uncomfortable to sit in that hard seat after all the action at the loose caboose.
Sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. And so we eventually make it to Cancun, and dude, I remember we went there, September, and dude, it was still plenty hot. But the biggest thing is, as soon as we got off the plane, was that goddamn oppressive humidity.
Sure.
It just hits you like a wall, right? But dude, who cares? We're here to fuck party, right?
Yep.
That shit's not going to slow us down. And so we go out, and I remember going through customs and all that. We had to like fill out the customs form,
Yeah.
and we get off the plane, and we made it through customs pretty quick. And now we're going out to like find our transfer, and like as soon as you step out of the airport, there you're just immediately inundated by people trying to sell.
Oh, all the
you-
hustlers, yeah.
Well, they're trying to sell you like excursions, and they got these like books where it's like got pictures,
Right.
and so you can like buy this excursion like right now.
Yeah.
Like we haven't even left the airport yet, but you can fill your entire itinerary.
Yeah, these are aggressive salespeople.
But we're like, no, we're not going to do that. Let's just make it to the hotel.
And you know what's funny back then was we didn't get an email or something on your phone because we didn't have phones or nothing. It was just like a paper receipt on one of them little generic receipt books.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
thinking back at it now, we could have just made up a bunch of crap and did all excursions
Yeah.
for free.
And so yeah, like if we had some wherewithal,
They didn't give you a QR code back then?
no, there was none of that stuff. Like no confirmation numbers, nothing. You just had a paper receipt that they just handed you when you got to wherever you were going to go for your excursion. You just handed that.
Yeah.
Right. And so anyway, so we make it to our hotel. And I remember our hotel being like kind of nice. Like, it was cool.
It was a solid
Yeah.
hotel for our
For
price
our
range.
for what we could afford.
And our travel agent did an amazing job. It was right, like you said, on the beach. We had plenty of oceanfront property.
And
And we
there was-
were walking distance from all the clubs.
Yeah, we were within not even a 10-minute walk to like
Stumbling distance.
all the clubs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. All the clubs, all the bars, everything within 10-minute walk. If
All right, so when does the fun stuff start happening?
Dude,
Fucking bore.
So we get there, and I remember the first day we were there. The first thing we did is we went down to the pool, and to check out the ocean. We went to the pool to the walk-up bar or the swim-up bar,
Yeah. Sure.
and we proceeded to get fucking shit-faced,
Yeah.
like right away, just
Yep.
hammered, fucking drunk.
We're at the pool. We're in Mexico.
Yeah,
But
and
you're paying for all your drinks.
yeah,
right?
we're paying for
Okay,
all our
but it's
drinks, but it wasn't super expensive. But dude, the pours, if you gave a bartender there anything resembling a tip,
Yeah.
dude, it was game
Right,
off.
you get hooked up.
Yeah, dude, yeah, they were not fucking around, and they would just pour whatever your drink, and they pour it fucking heavy-handed. So for like $10 for a drink, it was like getting like 3 drinks.
Okay.
I don't even remember it being like $10.
Yeah,
They were
probably
like
not.
$2-3.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean they weren't real expensive, but
Yeah.
and it was just a drink, and you would just get fucking hammered.
Sure.
And so we go down there, and we kind of make it through that first day. And I'm like, well, let's go walk down to like where like shit is, so we can like check it out.
Oh.
And so we're walking down there, and along the way, there's all these little kiosks, right? Like every 4 feet, with
Yeah.
somebody trying to sell you more shit, right? And so one of the things that Trever had talked about, one of his like big memories from his first trip, is the booze cruise.
Oh,
And
sure.
so in our heads, dude, this booze cruise is like locked in.
Yeah,
We're
one
doing
price,
this.
all you can drink.
Yeah.
Go out on a boat.
And just
If
get
you need to
and
puke,
there's-
just go right over
and
the
there's
side.
nothing but chicks, and it's
Yeah.
like we're just gonna get. But this is perfect.
Yeah.
This is it. We're gonna do this.
And it was
Yeah,
only
so
like
like-
$25. It was super cheap, and you got to go out on the island on the boat,
Dude.
and all the drinks were free the whole time.
Yeah, to Isla Mujeres.
Ah, the
Right.
island of women.
Yes, and so you tell me that. I'm in.
Yeah.
Right.
And coming off of the episode we just did with Alan losing his virginity, the
The
biggest thing to me was on this booze cruise, I lost my virginity back, after just graduating high school.
Nice. Ah, dude, good stuff.
Yeah, to a foreign girl, huh?
No, she was American. It was a bunch of,
Was
the
she in
whole-
your class?
no, she was from like Texas or something.
Yeah.
But it was like after graduation week, so everybody from all over the country
Is
was
doing
going
the
down there.
same thing.
And it was mostly, as I remember, high school kids that had just graduated, and it's their first
Oh, that's good
time
times.
away from their family.
And you think it's
being
still
an
that
adult.
way? You think we'd go down there and there's a bunch of high school girls?
Don't go.
Well, not high school girls, freshly graduated.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
High school
That's
girls,
right.
so-
All right, well, then that's
Hey,
fine.
yeah,
They're
let's go.
grown-ups, yeah.
And so one of the things that we did, it became like a running joke along this trip, was these people would try to get you to buy turquoise jewelry,
Yep.
right? And they would put it in your hand, and they'd be like, heavy silver, heavy silver.
Yeah.
Oh, so you know it's not tin or something.
Yeah, so like you could see that it's real. And we're like, no, we don't want this stuff, right? We're here for the booze cruise.
Right.
And so everybody, we make our way, and every single time these people would walk up to us, they'd be like, hey, weed, blow, weed, blow. I'm
Nice.
trying to get you to buy cocaine.
Dude, that's friendly.
Dude,
Yeah.
yeah, right? And girls, trying to get you hookers,
Yeah.
weed and blow,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
And dude, I'm like, this is fucking amazing.
These are all the things I
Yeah,
like.
this is unbelievable.
If we could do it all over again, we should have probably participated in some of the blow.
Yeah.
I was too innocent for that.
Yeah,
back then.
I wasn't thinking any of that, right?
Right.
But we're like, booze cruise? And they're like, oh, booze cruise. And then to these guys, they like basically pull us in, and they're selling us this booze cruise. And they're selling it like, you're going to go there, and it's going to be the greatest thing you've ever done. And all you got to do is just sign right here, pay us the money. And me and Trevor are like, dude, this booze cruise, man, this has been built up.
Right.
Sign us the fuck up.
Yeah, we'll
right?
give you a ticket like out of the raffle ticket.
Yeah.
Ticket, yeah.
Right? Sign
And we're hungover and tired.
Yeah,
Right.
we're hungover tired. We don't even think too much about it. We just paid for this booze cruise. And I think that we knew it, that they're like, okay, well, you have to be here at this location at like 7 a.m. the next morning. We're like, 7 a.m.? Okay, well, whatever. It's like an all-day thing, booze cruise.
Yeah.
This is going to be fine. Who cares? It's going to be fine, right?
Right.
And so we're like, okay, we buy it. We would go and get something to eat because we were hungry. And the food in the hotel was expensive. so there was like a food court at this little mall.
Right.
And so we go to the food court, and at the food court there was a Subway sandwiches. And Subway sandwiches.
Dude, you're in Mexico.
Dude,
Come on.
Well, we'll get. Don't worry. Man.
Okay.
We get the grande sandwich.
Right? And so Trever, he's pretty particular about what he eats. Where I'm a little bit more adventurous, Trevor's kind of stick to what he knows. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he'll eat Subway, and dude, what do I care? Right? I'm just hungry. It's
right.
cheap.
You're not there for the food.
Yeah, I
You're
didn't
there
go
for the other
food,
experiences.
right? So we get some Subway sandwiches, and then we're kind of plotting out like what we're gonna do for the night. And as we're walking there, we see all these clubs and bars, and they're all advertising all you can drink, $25.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, there we go.
Right?
Yeah.
And so we're looking around and trying to get the lay of the land and everything like that. And so we're like, okay, well, that's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to go to a bar and $25, all you can drink. Dude, that's perfect economical sense to us to get a Subway sandwich, and then we'll go out and drink it. So the first night, so we go to this little bar.
Have you been on the booze cruise yet?
No.
Okay, you just arranged the booze cruise.
We just
All right,
arranged.
and make sure we didn't miss anything.
No.
We're
Don't
being
worry,
rangers at this point, checking out.
Yeah, we're just getting the lay of the land.
Yeah, exactly.
And so we decide that night, dude, we're gonna go out. So we dress up nice. We wear like nice shirts and everything like that.
Sure.
Like, dude, we're good. We're doing it Vegas style.
Yeah.
Right. And we go to this little bar, and it's over by this dollar taco shop. It's like tucked in here, but there it was only $20.
There you
And
go.
so, dude, we're like $20 all you
Yeah.
can drink. And I remember we sit down
With the extra $5, you can get a hand job.
Yeah, there's soccer.
Mexico.
There's like
Hand job.
soccer games on, and there's just not a lot going on at this bar, but there's music and everything like that. And there's just tons of people coming in and out, and we're like, fuck it, dude, it's $20, all you can drink. And they give us these big ass bottles of Soul, Soul beer,
The soul beer, yeah.
which is like these bottles were like 40s.
Right.
And dude, that's it. We just start going to town. And dude, we're drinking, and we're fucking hammered, right? And I remember being shitty drunk.
Yeah.
Within 2 hours.
Right.
Fucked up, right?
I love tipping back a handful of beers from time to time, even back then. Rich, you weren't much of a drinker, right?
I mean, I would go out binge drinking, but I wasn't like a consistent drinker. Like every night I'm going to drink. It was like just on the weekends.
Yeah, like when we went to the piano bar
Sure,
or
exactly.
whatever.
And so, we're drinking, but in the back of our heads, we're like, dude, we got to be up tomorrow morning to go to this booze cruise.
Wait, what do you mean tomorrow morning? You booked a booze cruise for in the morning?
Yeah.
Like, how early are we talking?
7 a.m.
What the fuck?
I just told you.
What?
You apparently weren't listening.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was really stupid.
Yeah, so we
Wow.
have to be there at 7, and this thing is going to leave at like 7:30 a.m.
That's so dumb.
Right? And so
All right.
we're out till like 1:32 in the morning, trying to figure Cancun out. Like, what do we? I mean, is this it? Right, kind of thing. But we're like, dude, we got to make it to that booze cruise. We already paid.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
paid our
we-
$25.
Yeah,
We're
we
gonna be there.
paid. So, dude, we go back to the room and we go to bed. And this is like the first real sleep we're getting. And so we sleep about maybe 4.5, 5 hours because we wake up early enough because we don't want to miss this fucking thing. And we got to walk to this dock, and we don't know how long it's going to take us to walk there and everything like that. And so we walk there, and when we get to this pier, we're literally the only two people there. Like, there's nobody.
Yeah.
And we just keep looking around. Are we in the wrong fucking place? Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, why isn't there a huge throng of fucking hot chicks ready to party?
Yeah, where's all these topless chicks?
Yeah.
Maybe because it's 7 a.m.?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
And so, dude, we're there and we're waiting and waiting. And, dude, there's literally, it's just me and Trevor. And so we're just looking at each other like, what the fuck, dude?
And how are you feeling physically?
Like shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
Dude, yeah.
pounding headache.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just, it's hot. Dude, we're dehydrated.
Right.
We haven't really eaten all that much. And we're fucking tired.
Yeah.
And
You're
now we're disappointed.
right.
Because
Right.
there's no awesome. There's like
But dude,
I'm
there's still hope because you're going to the East Level Head.
yes, and my expectations are, dude, there's gonna be so many girls,
Yeah.
and that we just maybe we just got here a little too early.
Right.
No. Eventually, 2 other girls that were young and cute
Right,
show up. And so now we're like, well, I mean, there's 2 of us and 2 of them.
Oh, there you go.
At least there's somebody to talk to.
Yeah.
But we wind up going, and dude, it's awesome. I remember the water there. If you've never seen the water in Cancun, this shit was crystal clear. Like, you could see the bottom and see fish.
Yeah.
And we're on this big ass like boat. Like, for 4 people was absurdly too big.
Yeah,
Right.
What'd you guess? Like maybe 100
At
people
least
on
100.
top?
Yeah, at least 100.
Yeah.
Right? And there's just 4 of us on it. And so
Right.
they're fucking losing their ass on this thing.
Yeah. And
And,
they got to give you booze.
dude, yeah, and the booze is bad. Right? It's
So you did partake of the booze.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
fuck, you paid for it.
we
You
paid
better.
for
Yeah.
it, right? And so yeah, we're just like, fuck it, just keep
Yeah.
drinking. And so we just keep drinking, and it's like an hour and a half to get there or so,
Okay.
maybe hour or so to get there. And then when we get there, dude, we go. They're like, hey, do you want to swim with a shark?
Whoa.
And we're like,
no.
Yeah.
not at all.
We're like, fuck yeah, we do. Right? And so they bring us over to this like little lagoon. And me and Trevor are looking and we're like, where the fuck is this shark?
Yeah, and they got it like netted off with little buoys so
Yeah.
the shark can't
Can't-
escape.
Yeah, we're like, dude, where the fuck is it?
Okay.
And they're like, it's over here.
You're going to swim near a shark.
And they're like, come over. Look at the shark. And when we go over there, Trevor he's looking at this shark.
It was pretty big.
Yeah, it was pretty good size, like 4 feet long,
Yeah.
something like that. But it looked like it'd been beaten down. Like the shark had no urge to swim anymore.
Yeah, when I tell people about this, it was like a rape victim cowering in the corner of the side. Just sitting there, not swimming, not doing anything, just curled up in a ball and,
Yeah,
like, this is my fate. I'm resigned to it. And
yeah, but they're like, oh, you swim with the sharks. They're like you're gonna be with a fucking great white or something like that. It's this nurse shark that looks like it's about to die.
yeah,
Right, and so-
twice divorced and
sucks.
beaten down
Yeah.
by mom.
And so
It's feeling about as good as you guys
yeah,
are.
and so I don't remember Trevor doing this, but I took my shirt off because I don't burn,
Sure.
right? Well,
Plus, you got to advertise the goods.
yeah, but what I learned is
Oh.
the sun down in Cancun.
Oh, yeah.
It's fucking something else.
Right. You're at a lower latitude there. The sun's a
Dude.
little more direct.
I get fucking cooked, like cooked blisters cooked, and dude, it's bad, right? And we're out there for a long time. Like this,
It was
this
half a
booze
day.
cruise, yeah, at least like we didn't eat. We ate lunch, and then we get sent back finally, and it's like 2:30 when we head back, and so we get back to like the dock at like 4, something like that, right? We're
Okay.
good and drunk at least. Like I drank,
Yeah, that's something. Sure.
and
Now, what's the situation on the island? Do they have like an area that's associated with them so you
Yeah.
can keep drinking? Okay.
yeah, they got a bar, they got food,
Right.
they had like a little buffet lunch.
They had a little sand soccer court.
Oh,
Yeah,
there you
but,
go.
set up
but it's
where
just
you can
me and Trevor basically.
Right. There's no
And-
island full of mujeres.
Yeah, and I remember Trevor either kicked the ball or something, but it hit me right in the fucking
I
face.
did.
Nice.
Yeah, like blasts me in the face with this fucking soccer ball like at 100 miles an hour, right? And then, but we have a
Head
good,
on a swivel, dude.
but we kind
At
of
least
had,
you weren't sunburnt yet.
no, I didn't know it. But we basically had a good time, but we're just looking at it like this was not the booze
Yeah.
cruise that
Yeah.
we thought we were going to get.
Right.
And we got to fix this fucking problem.
Okay.
Like this is not good. And so it was kind of at that point where we recalibrate our plan. And our plan is fuck the daytime,
Yeah, sure.
right? From now
Yeah,
on,
nothing fun happens before the sun comes.
we're
goes down.
just going out at night, and daytime will be for sleeping. We're doing nothing.
Maybe
Yeah.
hang out at the pool.
Yeah,
for a
hang out at the
little
pool
bit.
or something like that.
Right.
But this
Count
is
some
it.
electrolytes.
And so that night,
Hey, drink some pineapple juice.
Yeah.
Gotta be ready.
so that night we are looking to go out, and we get advertised for this club from some kid. I remember it was a young kid.
Yeah.
And he hooks us up, and I remember it being about $30.
Because it was a negotiable. Like,
Yeah.
and then they started like $50.
Yeah,
We're
and
like,
we
nah.
talked this dude down to about $30 to go into this club called Coco Bongo.
Okay.
And-
This is a place that we've heard of.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is a famous place. Sure.
Yes.
Coco Bongo is the club from The Mask.
The Mask.
Yeah,
Right.
it was based off of that.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And so we buy these tickets to go to Coco Bongo, and it's all you can drink. And we're like, okay.
And it's a real nightclub.
And it's a real nightclub, and it's the #1 nightclub in all of Cancun.
All right.
Right.
Now we're getting somewhere.
And so we're like, okay, we've got a plan. Let's go get some Subway.
Got to fuel up.
Yeah, gotta fuel up. We'll rest for a little bit, and then what time's the club open? Open at like 9:30 or 10 or something, like that, which is a little early. But we're like, fuck it, dude. We're just gonna get there when it kind of opens, and stake out a spot,
Okay.
figure out what's up. And so we go, we get changed, we look nice, things like that. Like I got like the very Vegas shirt on. I look like a fucking disco
Sure.
ball. And at the time I had fire engine red hair, right? That eventually the ocean turned like orange.
Okay.
But we go, okay? And we go to Coco Bongo, we go in there, and when you walk in at the top of the club. And then it's kind of like bleacher seating, kind of on the side with table, or like each level has like tables. And then
Okay.
it comes down, there's a bar in the middle. And we're like, okay. So we go down to the bar. And I remember this bartender's name. He's probably dead now or something.
He was
All
an
right.
amazing bartender.
Yeah. And his name was Ivan,
Okay.
right? And we each give Ivan $10.
Ah.
And we're like, here you go, Ivan.
You greased him right off the bat.
Right? Yeah.
Yo,
and
Look at that.
Ivan's
That's
eyes get
That's
big.
a veteran move.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Ivan's eyes get big.
Oh, these are my boys.
And we get 2 beers. And it's probably Sol or Victoria or something like that.
Yeah.
It was, right? And then they
Yeah.
poured it in like a little go cup.
Yeah, it's like a little
Yeah.
like 8 to 10 ounce cup.
Oh.
Real small, right? And dude, we start smashing these beers. And the thing is, every time we look over at Ivan just gives us 2 more.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, if
Right.
you even make eye contact,
Yeah.
here comes 2 more beers.
Right.
Everybody
Right.
has eye contact.
Yeah, right? And then it's beers and shots.
Okay.
I mean, he's just throwing alcohol at us.
Yeah.
And this place is filling up. And so one of the cool things about Coco Bongo is felt like every 5 minutes, but it was like
Probably 15, 20.
15, 20 minutes. There's like a little show that starts with like impersonators.
Okay.
And so it's like one of the impersonators like a Michael Jackson impersonator, but it's Mexican Michael Jackson.
I was
And-
hoping you'd say like Richard Nixon.
No.
No.
And they were really good.
Yeah, they were really good.
Wow.
Like they were like on point.
Okay.
Right, and then at the time, Spider-Man was this big movie, and it was the original Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire with Green Goblin.
Okay.
And so they had these 2 guys in like awesome cosplay that would come down and do this like rope thing with like webs and fights. It was fucking crazy.
Yeah, they'd be
Okay.
swinging around the
I mean,
rafter.
swinging around all over the goddamn place. It was like fucking legit, right?
Amazing.
That is amazing.
And this place would fill with tons of girls, just tons. But none of them would speak English. That was probably the.
Okay.
I mean, maybe.
So it was a lot of locals.
Yeah, well, just girls. You know,
Okay.
just girls from Southern America,
Okay.
right? From all over Southern America.
All right.
And so, at this point, I'm super drunk, and one of my whole reasons to go to Cancun was to get like the full Cancun fuck a bunch of chicks experience.
Okay.
Right? And I'm like hellbent on it.
Sure.
Right.
When you're young and single, that's kind
And-
of the point of going anywhere.
Well, and I was, the hardest working guy at the bar.
Oh, of course.
Was in full effect. So
Yeah.
I'm like literally on the bar dancing. I'm meeting all these girls. And Trevor's,
I forgot that we could get on the bar.
yeah,
and dance.
there was like no fucking rules down there. It was
Yeah,
like-
that's
it
one
was
of
like-
the fun things about Mexico.
Yeah, right. And so Trevor he's the whole time he's just sitting kind of down by the bar
Oh.
and just more drinks, like 2 at a time, and he's
Yeah.
handing me drinks.
Yeah.
And anytime I look at Ivan, he's handing me drinks, and I'm handing him Trevor,
Yeah.
and we're just getting worse and worse and worse drunk, right? And I met these girls, and this was the very first night we were there, right?
Okay.
And these 2 girls are getting ready to leave, and they're like, "You want to come back to our hotel room?"
Yes,
And
we
I'm
do.
like, no. I'm like, yes, I do.
Okay.
And so I tell Trevor, hey, I'm going with them, right? And
Uh-huh.
Trevor's like, hey, he's just drinking, and I leave with these girls.
Okay.
And we're walking, and I'm thinking, dude, I'm about to have a threesome. This is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Right? This dude, they're into me. And we're walking. And dude, we walk into this area of Cancun that I'm unfamiliar with.
Sure.
And they're like looking for a cab. And dude, we're all shitty drunk.
Were these Americans speaking
No,
English?
they're
Okay.
two Hispanic girls.
Man, you're about to lose your liver.
Yeah, right?
Exactly.
And suddenly they just get into a cab and they disappear. Without me.
Oh, boy.
And I turn around and there's nothing. And I'm like, oh fuck, dude, I don't know where I am. I can barely walk straight.
Right.
And I'm fucking racing. I'm like scared now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I gotta go find Trever. I felt like Bubba or from Forrest Gump, like, Bubba, I gotta get Trever. And I'm trying to find my way back to the club, and I got my wristband and everything like that. And when I get back into the club, I finally find.
So you didn't die?
No, I didn't die. I'm still
Okay.
here.
Yeah.
I get back into the club, and when I get back to the club,
And before you get into this, I'm kind of a quiet guy, I'm not the hardest working guy.
No, that's
no, Trevor's like 6'2", blonde, blue eyes, and a handsome guy, right? And he's just drinking and standing there, and a big strapping American guy,
Sure.
and played baseball, so he's fine, right?
All right.
Girls come up to Trevor. Okay,
Yeah.
I don't have to work that hard. Okay, and so when I come back, I'm like, I go looking for Trevor at the same spot I left him, and when I find him, there's a girl that he's talking to, and he's got both thumbs up, and he's yelling at her.
Yeah.
And I'm like listening, and he's like, I'm gonna cornhole you. Right? And I'm like, Kyle. But then he repeats it, I'm gonna cornhole you. Right?
Wow.
And I'm like, oh my God.
Consent is important.
Dude,
Yeah.
what the fuck? What did I miss? Wow. Right? And I mean, I could tell because when Trevor would get drunk, he'd kind of turn red.
Sure.
And so like his face, he's red and he's drinking and he's like kind of angry because he doesn't understand what's going on.
Going back to when I was on here before, I snuck down some ephedra and I popped a couple.
Oh my God! Yeah, I think I had some too.
I was wired and belligerently drunk, and
Wow.
I don't remember this at all, but what I think it happened was I seen Rich come in, and I was like, "Oh, there's my buddy." I was like, I'm gonna do something funny.
Dude.
Sure, let's go with that.
Yeah, and so it's like,
Did it work?
dude, no.
No,
You
So-
didn't cornhole us?
I've retired that.
Oh.
Pickup line.
So this,
Well, you're somewhere different. You try something new. Yeah,
So-
see if it works.
so
When in Rome.
it's
Because,
like,
dude, if they say yes, now you
Oh,
got
yeah, you're in,
Yep.
right?
We're
Yeah.
having a great night.
Yeah, it's a strong open. I mean, it sets the table for what's about to happen. She can't say she didn't know,
Yeah.
And so it's like 3:30 in the morning now, and the club is like starting to clear out, right? And I'm like, we're fucking tired again. We're hammered drunk. It's time to walk back to the hotel room.
And surprisingly, there's still people wandering
Oh,
around
there's
out there.
tons of people
Hot
outside.
chicks.
Yeah, tons of
People.
people outside. And
Cool.
so we walk out and we start walking back to our hotel room, and we see these girls.
Stumbling.
Yeah, and there's this one girl. She's like my height. She's a little bigger, right?
These are like the gazelle that the lion sees being
Yeah.
separated from the herd.
And she's crying,
Right.
right? And I'm
This
like,
one looks a little sick.
yeah, right? And I'm like, aw, you're too pretty to be crying.
Oh my
and
god.
dude, and she, for whatever reason, buys that shit. right?
Sure.
And within like 6 minutes, I convinced her to come back to the hotel and go swimming in the lagoon that we
Okay.
had there,
All
which
right.
is like,
Yeah, because we had a lagoon too. You
which
remember
was super calm water. It was like glass.
that? And it had turtles in
And it had
right?
turtles, yeah. It had all kinds of shit, and you could go swimming there. And so Trevor goes back to the room, right? And I wind up taking this girl down to the beach.
Okay.
And we're down there, we're making out, and eventually, dude, things start to really escalate. And dude, she ends up.
What'd she look like?
She had a real pretty face. She was just big, right? Tall, bigger. She probably weighed like 170 pounds, which was way out of my weight class at the time. Because I was still probably 150 pounds, something like that, right? And so she was like bigger than I was. Which this was the first time I'd ever hooked up with any girl bigger than me, right? So she could probably whoop my ass.
Sure.
Right? And so we go down to the beach and things are hooking up. And she starts blowing me.
That's
Right?
very friendly.
And we're like right there on these like lounge chairs.
Uh-huh.
And I got my ass to the beach. And she's like kind of on all fours on like a lounge chair. And then she's like, I want you to fuck me. And so I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And so I kind of make my way around her. And as I go and I start banging her doggy, I look up and there's these 3 Mexican guys standing there that are responsible for getting seaweed off the beach to make the beach presentable every morning. And they're just standing there watching. I don't know how long they've been there.
Right.
Yeah, they rake the beach and then even draw like little
like
piece of art in there. Yeah.
Yeah, they do all this stuff to make the beach super presentable. And so I just wave to them. And then I'm like, this is kind of weird. Because they don't walk away. They're just standing there. Just watching it go on. And I'm like,
Right.
all right, you know. And so, dude, we finish up,
Yeah.
right? And then I'm like, dude, how do I get rid of this girl? Right? Because I was thinking, like, well, maybe I could...
Amigo, put it in her culo.
You weren't thinking of doing it like Scott Peterson, were you?
No. But I was like, I don't know what to do with her. Like, that's it. Like, the damage is done.
Right.
I ain't getting married, right? That's not part of this plan,
Okay.
right? And so she's like, I got to go to the bathroom. Okay.
Oh,
right? And so she
no.
goes to the bathroom, and they have bathrooms around me. And when she does, dude, I just took off. Dude, gone.
You're a monster.
Dude, I was a monster back then.
You went to get some smokes.
Dude, I just
went for a pack of smokes.
I hightail it at her, right? Like, she goes to the bathroom. I'm like, nope, this is my cue. Get out of here, right? And so just head back to the room, right? And when I get back to the room, Trevor's asleep, and I'm, hey, I got laid in Cancun, right?
Yeah.
And so this now becomes like, this is a good deal.
Sure.
Right? We can go out.
It's a successful trip.
Yeah, successful trip, right? We're going to go out every night, and this is just going to continually repeat itself in my head. Except better and better looking, because this was like the equivalent of a slut buster.
Sure.
Right? It's like, dude, now that's it.
Yeah.
Here comes Miss Argentina. It's bound to happen. And right, so basically every day, first off, I woke up the next morning horrifically sunburned. Like, horrifically sunburned. And we're just, what the fuck do we do? Because I can't go out in the sun.
Yeah.
Right, anymore. Like, dude, I can't do that. Like, everything has to now be done with the sun down.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so, but we're not planning on any more excursions. It's now, we both had a great time. We both had a lot of fucking fun.
Right.
And we're just going to repeat this shit.
Every night.
Every goddamn night.
Sure.
And just get hammered.
That's what you're there for.
And become the mayors of Coco Bongo.
Right.
Right? And so,
hopefully meet up with Ivan again.
yeah, dude. So,
every night.
So we'd find the same kid.
Right.
Who'd give us the same deal.
Right.
We'd eat Subway. I mean, it was like every day just became Groundhog Day.
Right.
And we'd go back out. And now, the second night in a row, we're back at Coco Bongo.
Right.
And we're hooking Ivan up. We just find him.
Yeah.
He's our bartender.
Right.
And his goal is to try to kill us. Right?
Sure.
And so, dude, every night we're just going there and just getting fucking destroyed.
Yeah.
Right.
And dude, it was so much fun. I mean, like, it was endless fun. And eventually I wound up meeting this girl who stayed in the hotel room right next to us.
Okay.
And, me and her started hooking up. And so, like, every night she would wind up staying in our room.
Oh,
with
there
me.
you go.
And I'd be nailing her.
Yeah, wasn't Trevor also in the room?
Yeah,
with
and he'd just
Yeah.
be in the bed next to us.
you? Right.
Not like the same bed,
Yeah.
like another queen size bed or whatever
Yeah.
size it
The
was.
other bed. Yeah.
Yeah, and that didn't slow me down, right? And dude, so I'd be just looking over at Trevor being there, just like not asleep, like
Wow.
This just popped in my mind. Do you remember banging this chick, in the middle of the night, and I'd been doing nothing but drinking cheap beer and getting hammered, and then eating Mexican Subway. I can't imagine it's even as good as it is here.
Right.
But you remember I'd be like farting super loud.
Yeah.
And I remember waking up sometimes and just, you let a long one out, it'd be like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
And then I would just see Rich like on, banging this chick missionary. And he'd just be over there like smiling and laughing and trying not to, totally lose it.
That's awesome.
I stand on business. I kept my mind on that. But yeah, I mean, it'd be like a horn section going off, and I'd hear him laughing. Yeah, he'd just be over there giggling the whole time.
I can imagine that poor lady getting loud. Yeah, and me farting, and they had to have been horribly stinky.
Yeah, so like that was fun because it was like a little vacation girlfriend had.
Yeah,
right. And so
fun.
we'd hang out during the day. I wouldn't even see her during the day because we just sleep.
Yeah,
most of the day. But then I remember this happened. Trevor's gonna be able to talk about this. It was probably like around the 5th or 6th day we were there. And now keep in mind, every time we'd go out, it would just get destroyed, hammered, right? Like full on amazing level drunk.
Sure.
Right? And we wouldn't wake up till like 11.
I thought it was like
10, well, like 11 noon at the earliest.
Oh.
A lot of times it was even later than that, 1 o'clock, something like that. And one morning we wake up and they had basically like bad cable channels there, including, but everything was in Spanish. There wasn't like anything in English. Like
sure.
ESPN was in Spanish. HBO was in Spanish. We called it HBO Estupido.
All right.
Because they were stupid movies, horrible.
It was like, it wasn't like first run movies. It was like whatever they could get on this. And so
dubbed into Spanish.
Yeah, and so one morning we're watching this movie. We're watching TV. We don't know what channel's on. And it's like this news report. What the fuck's going on?
And they keep cutting into this news report.
Yeah.
It looks real. We're hungover as fuck. It's a cheap production, but we're in Mexico.
Yeah, right. And it looks like the news, right? And it's the news of an asteroid, parts of an asteroid hitting parts of Earth.
Yeah.
Right?
Wow.
With like major destruction and like, I mean, and it's all over the place.
Right.
Now, keep in mind, there's no fucking internet. There's no phones to check this shit. There's no anything.
No push notifications.
Yeah. Right? There's nothing. Right?
Yeah.
And so every fucking minute we're watching this and we're looking at each other like, dude, what the fuck is going on? Like, is this real? And I mean, it was like kind of like when you said you were hallucinating on the plane.
Sure.
That, it was like that. Like we're just in this haze of consistent drunkenness.
Right. Trying to figure out
and no
what's
sleep.
real in the world.
Yeah, and and the days are blending together because we're just on this like bender.
Yeah.
And so, Jesus Christ, we're like fucking scared. We're like, dude, I think the world's ending. We better keep drinking.
I had a very similar experience when I was on my honeymoon with my wife in Cozumel, and the TV was similarly shitty, and it was mostly, Mexican, Spanish language channels, but there were also a couple of porn channels. And so, as I'm scrolling through, looking for something to watch, whenever I get to the porn channels, I slow down.
Yeah, fucking.
Leave that on.
You're on your honeymoon.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Until the one time that I slow down and I see something that I can never unsee. It's two guys. And they're not circumcised.
Okay.
And they're putting their dicks inside of each other's foreskins.
Whoa.
And like rubbing their dicks together, they're docking. Yeah, that's what I learned what docking is. Yeah.
And then Alan had goals in life.
Yeah.
You're right, exactly. So very similar experience.
Yeah. So anyway.
Seeing asteroids hit the Earth.
Yeah, so that was
I was scared. I was confused.
You weren't confused or scared. Inquisitive.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I was curious.
So, Rich, you sent me what we think is this movie. What was it called?
It was called hold on. It was called Without Warning.
Ah.
And it was like a real movie, and it was made in the 80s. And I checked to see it was playing, on cable channels.
Ah, there you go.
At that time.
Look at that. Mystery solved.
And, dude, we were like, what the fuck, though? I mean, it was like this strange movie. Like, given the circumstances of not really having our wherewithal.
Yeah. I also looked up the name of the movie that I saw.
Yeah? Is Two Men Docking.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, it's Apollo 18. So,
Yeah.
so anyway, so basically, this vacation, it reshaped for me what it was like to go on vacation, because it was like this core memory
Sure.
of just, going and just cutting fucking loose, and, for such a long period of time.
Yeah.
But then, like any good vacation, it starts to come down, and you start to realize, like, dude, we only got like 2 more days.
And then it's back to work.
Yeah,
grind.
like, and you start to get that feeling, and we're like, fuck, dude, we got to make sure we make our flight. So, hey, we need to tail off on this drinking. And so I remember we had like one last big night out, and then that girl had gone back to wherever she was from. So
Right.
she's gone.
Right.
And we're left back, the two of us, and we're going out. And by this time, Trevor had started to eat local with me.
Oh, look at that.
And we'd gone out to this restaurant that we'd found, where the guy, once again, made us this like killer deal for like $20.
Yeah.
And it was like all we could eat, all we could drink.
Okay.
And it was like
Mexican
shrimp,
food.
chicken, or
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
yeah.
Nice.
fajitas.
Yeah,
Oh,
They
that's
were
awesome.
delicious.
yeah, tacos, burritos, whatever we wanted for like $20.
And it would come with beers.
And it would come with beers. And
Yeah.
so that became what we did instead of Subway. We would just go there, and then there and dollar tacos. And so, dude, it was fucking phenomenal.
Right on.
And so anyway, so we get down to the end, and we're like, okay, we gotta sober up, and to go back on this plane.
Yeah.
And dude, I remember like the drawing out, because we had been this was a 10-day trip,
Oh my God.
and
That qualifies as a bender.
we started
Yeah.
drinking before we got on the plane the first to
Yeah,
get
yeah.
there.
Right.
We didn't stop drinking to the night before we were going to leave. And
Right.
I forget what time our flight was, but it wasn't real late in the morning. It was
Right,
like
right.
in the morning sometime. And that's like, I remember having like my last drinks around like 10 o'clock that night and thinking like, okay, now I got to sober up. And dude, that flight home,
Yeah.
I felt like death. Like I was so hungover I couldn't open my eyes. I remember that.
Yeah.
Like I basically just sat there with my eyes closed for the entirety of the trip, because every time I'd open my eyes, they'd just burn. And dude, it was,
Wow.
what a fucking trip, dude. I'll tell you what, I went to Cancun 4 more times after that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like because it was such a good time.
That's awesome.
It was, dude, I'll tell you, if you've never been, I mean, and now it's too late to go and have that kind of, if you're
Oh,
this
yeah.
old, like you can't
Right.
go do that anymore.
No.
Right?
Unless
But-
we bring Alan right after high school
Yeah,
graduation.
right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah.
But oh
Get
man,
me down there
what a
too.
good time, man! I'll tell you.
But that's where I learned most of my Spanish. I still use to this day.
Yeah.
Like, 3 camarones, tacos, 2 cervezas.
Yeah.
There you
Por
go. Yeah.
favor, el niño molestoro.
All right.
right,
Do we
yeah.
have a sponsor?
Yeah,
for this?
you know what makes you feel better when you're
Yeah.
all hungover like that? We have a brand new sponsor. It
Yeah.
is Throat Goat Lozenges.
Ah,
The
yeah.
Throat
Wow.
Goat.
Finally on board.
Yes, yes. So we're excited to announce. Here we go. Throat Goat Lozenges are good for what ails you. If you have a tickle in your pipes, Throat Goat takes care of it. But that's only the beginning. The Throat Goat helps with everything. Sniffles, Throat Goat. Colic, Throat Goat. Headache, Throat Goat. Melancholy, Throat Goat. Broken leg, Throat Goat. You name it, the Throat Goat makes it better. Throat Goat lozenges are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Throat Goat is not a valid legal defense. Throat Goat may cause temporary euphoria, mental clarity, excessive feelings of affection, loss of bodily fluids, curled toes, sudden convulsions followed by drowsiness, and or a rash that is not relieved with ointment.
All right, dude, that was a
Wow.
fantastic read.
Ah,
That's
thanks.
like a perfect sponsor with Valentine's Day, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's right. That's
yeah.
right.
All right. For Anthony Scafacci,
I'm Alan Gigax.
Trevor.
this has been a balls deep production of the Scafacciverse podcast. We are out.